You're listening to the Packernet Podcast Network.
You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com. You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com.
It's the lead play in our offense. Yes, a YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet. Get an isolation with the linebacker. Come to tackle, to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. You look at this play where we're trying to get a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
All right. What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Email us, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. You can text us 865-658-5824. We got Emilio in Tennessee chugging a gallon of water. We've got Tim live in Green Bay with a fresh cut. We got Jacob over there sporting the Pabst Blue Ribbon hat this evening. So how we doing? How we doing, fellas?
Good. Right off the bat, M. Smitty is asking the hard questions. He's asking to get what the people want, and the people want they want to have specifics on what this human meat missile is going to look like, the award that is, and maybe I think we could get a theme song, we get a segment, we get maybe like a cool graphic. I want people talking meat missiles, you know. So
there you go.
Chris Nichols says it'd be cool. Yeah, get one with the chest tats and the pointed gootee for sure. Lots of options.
Usually, what I do during the show, you guys will see me writing over here. I don't want to mislead our listeners on the podcast, so I try to write down. Okay, we talked about this, and put accuracy in the title. So I guess I'm going to put meat missile as the first thing here because we covered it right once again. So. God almighty. Yeah, Smitty, you work on that graphic for us, all right? I want to see what you come up with. I'm hoping that Jacob's face is in there somehow, some way.
Definitely.
He needs, because he kind of coined it, you know, and obviously it was Robert's idea to do an award. So, but yeah, Jacob's got to be on the graphic some way or another. But
I don't want to be a part of it. It's not about me. It's about the missiles, you know. It's about the meat missiles.
All right. Absolutely, Jacob.
Audio we can get for that. I mean,
I'm thinking like a trophy. I'll buy a trophy and then we'll just take a couple pictures of like a missile with like a arm coming out of it, strong. I don't know. I'm just trying to
spitballing here.
Yeah.
I'm just huck to him, you know what I mean? Spitballing.
Oh my!
You're an amazing person. You know that, don't you?
This is, you know, when we talk about possibly going live on Rumble, I was thinking, man, are we going to get too far off the? Yeah, it's gone. Like, we're gonna have to get this thing back on the track somehow, some way.
Well, you know what's good is that if you ever want some tickets, you should go to Ticket King. Take it away, Clayton.
Professional segue there, Jacob. Just phenomenal job, sir. So, here's what we're gonna do this evening. We're going to hit on a couple of headlines here, a couple of topics, one of which came in from one of our great listeners, Trucker John. Awesome man. He's been in communication with me for a very long time, and just a loyal listener. And yeah, I just really appreciate his friendship and him keeping up with the show. He asked a question I think was really interesting. But before we get to that, just want to point this out. This is cool. Tom Pelissero put this tweet out and said, less than 1 month until players begin reporting for training camp. And if you look at Green Bay there, Nitschke Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin, July 17th is when the Packers rookies report for training camp. So less than a month, guys, from training camp officially kind of getting cranked up here. Players report and probably get a little bit of media availability from time to time there as well. We got to get on the ball with some of this offseason stuff that we need to wrap up here. Like I said, we're going to go through the remaining games here on Rumble and on X. We'll be back on Twitter in 5 days on YouTube in 5 days. When we get back on YouTube, just understand that, we'll kind of open the show, hit on some of the news, and then we got to end the YouTube stream. You guys, it'll continue over at Rumble to try to prevent any further issues there. So, again, we will stay. I had someone else message me today and was like, hey, man, are you guys taking a hiatus? What's the deal here? I'm like, bro, we've been live every day. Just hop over to Rumble. That's where we're at.
Our comments deleted daily.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm wondering honestly if we'll find out real quick. I've read and heard that if you even say we're going to get off here and go to Rumble, that they'll just throttle you completely. So
yeah, no, that has already happened. And I know Emilio, like we said before, has put in the comments, hey guys, we're over on Rumble, and YouTube's deleting that comment. So it's one of those deals like, hey, look, we won't let you go live here, but we're not going to let you go live anywhere else.
You know what that sounds like to me, guys? You know what it sounds like?
What's that sound like to you there?
Sounds like some of that.
True international depression.
Yes, sir. So United Bates says a bratwurst with a Packers helmet and a jet engine.
Oh, for the logo? I like it.
Oh, my God, dude. He just nailed it. It's done. Smitty, get on it. Get on it, Smitty. A bratwurst with a Packers helmet. Yep. And a jet engine. And then we need Jacob's face in one of those captain shirts.
I'm just picturing the visuals here, and I don't think that works, guys. They're just
it'll work,
is it 2 Packers helmets, or is it just 1 Packers helmet? I'm not sure where we're.
All right, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. This is why we need YouTube. All right.
I'll get with Justin. I think we'll force Justin to do something like this.
Yeah. And I want Smitty to be involved too, because Smitty is
he's the one that hits you with the Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, Smitty, and he did the race car bet as well. So Smitty is.
Did Smitty do the cardboard castle too?
I did. I'm sorry, I did the race car bet, and he added in the cardboard castle. So yeah, the thing about Smitty is his work isn't as high quality as Justin, but boy, he gets that stuff out quick. You know what I'm saying? It's hot off the press. So Smitty does the work there. We got some news that dropped today. Matt Schneidman tweeted out Packers released kicker Jack Leslie. All right, so we're now down to 2 kickers. Am I correct in that, guys? We got Anders Carlson and Greg Joseph. So it's obvious they brung him in, tried him out, and didn't work out. So we're down to 2 kickers. I mean, I'll go around the horn with this once here. I think we would all agree that the Packers want Anders Carlson to win that job, right? But at the same time, if Greg Joseph comes in there and he just kicks the lights out, you can throw Anders Carlson on the practice squad and still have rights to him for 2 more years as you activate him off, if indeed he does, fix any woes. But I'm kind of with Tim here, I think, and I don't want to speak for you, Tim. I kind of feel like the problems that Anders had, I think they're easily fixed. And as we've seen, I mean, we're already into the Tampa game, which we're going to dive into here shortly. It didn't feel like as bad as many people made it out to be, at least up to this point. Now he did miss some crucial, and again, like the last game that we covered, I think it was the last loss we covered, that kick he missed, Jordan Love took like a 12-yard loss on a sack, which made that kick way more difficult than it needed to be. There's a lot of things that kind of happened in that regard too. But how do you guys feel about this? You think this is big news, or just now we kind of expected this with Jack Podlesny? I'll start with you, Tim, the resident kicker of the group.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I think a lot of this was just contingency plans. You know, I don't even know if I'll go as far as to say there's an actual kicker competition. I think we're just trying to cover our bases, maybe put a little pressure on the young kicker and let them know that, hey, if you're not gonna be accurate, if you've got issues, there's multiple guys waiting in the wings. But I still believe it's Anders Carlson's job to lose. You know, he was our starting kicker last year. We moved on from Mason Crosby. You know, this is one of those things where, you know, we have, as fans, we have a fine-tuned microscope that we like to put certain skill players underneath. And I think Anders is no exception to that rule. I think he's going to progressively get better. I think this competition is good for him. I highly doubt that we take 3 kickers going into training camp. I'm fully confident in the fact that the move today was to narrow it down to 2 and see who's going to win that starting job. And I have faith in my boy Anders. I believe he's going to be that guy.
Yeah, and I think you make a great point, Tim, because it is all about roster spots, right? And Goody's looking to maximize every roster spot he's got. As Angus McHaggis says here in the chat, 2 open roster spots now. So, Jacob, Emilio, how do you guys feel about this releasing of Jack Podlesny? How do you say his name again?
Poodlesny. Remember? That's Poodlesny. I think like Tim's talked about, last year we got so much, or the front office and the coaching staff got a lot of heat because there was no competition, if you remember, against Mr. Anders coming out of college there. Like none whatsoever, which – to me, it was a little bit shocking just because it seemed like you'd want to put a little bit. But I think the whole time they had a contingency plan, being that they just knew that they were going to be with this guy long term. They wanted him to kind of work the bugs out early and just get used to it, which he did clearly. If you guys remember, I've actually been on the Anders train. I was telling people, like, put the pitchforks away, like, just chill. You know, we looked into the him versus – what was it, Mason Crosby's rookie year. They were very similar. I think even if anything, Anders is a little bit better. The kicking, that's one of the only, I would argue that's the most isolated. It's got to be the most isolated position in almost all the sports, other than like a relief pitcher or something like that. You know, all the pressure is on you, basically. Obviously, the line blocking and all that kind of stuff. He did seem to have a few issues that hopefully he got figured out, whether it was mental or a physical thing, you know, the overcorrection from whatever hash or whatever we talked about. But that being said, I just think you don't draft a guy that early. He does have the talent. You could see the leg talent. Like when he boots that thing, you can hear it. It's like a knockout punch. Like you can feel that he really does have that thud. So I think that they're going to stick with him. Greg Joseph, though, if there was to be another person to go neck and neck, Greg Joseph is a good kicker too. So, but when it's all said and done, I think that it's Anders, no question. I think
Anders is on the rise, and Joseph is slightly more established, a little more steady Eddie, if you will. But I like Ron's comment here. You know, Carlson missed some important kicks, but had no consistency with the snaps. Holder was awesome. Like we've talked about this. You know, special teams. You know, the kicking unit is called that for a reason. It's a unit. It's a long snapper, it's a holder, and it's a kick.
Right. Snap's bad, Tim. Your kick's way off. If you're not firing that thing back there, if it's not in his hands, if it's over his shoulder and he's got to get it down, that just adds, you know, a level of difficulty to it.
And for honestly, one reason and one reason only, right? Timing. Yep. If you're a kicker, it's all about timing. So if the snap's high or off or whatever,
the pod that was released, he missed that kick when they were all doing that, that team thing, right? He was the one person that missed one of those kicks. So he didn't make it when the whole team was around him, all the pressure on him. That's fine. No problem. Kid's young. Let him get better. But why are we going to take extra kicks away from Carlson and Joseph in the future, keeping this guy around, right? Where we only have so many that can go to him. We only have one or two long snappers. You know, we only have one holder pretty much, probably a backup. But how many reps can we get with 3 people on a specific, that's a specific group. So I think they had to do it at some point. Might as well get it over with now.
Absolutely.
Definitely. One other topic I want to hit on here, and we'll try to get to the Tampa game and hammer that out tonight. This came in from Trucker John. Shout out to Trucker John. Awesome man. He said, number 1 receivers get about $30 million a year now. Number 1 tight end will get $18 million. Number 1 running back will get $12 million. Would you rather have 1 receiver or a running back and a tight end? How would you like that money allocated? Essentially is what he's asking. Now, he said he would rather have a running back and a tight end. And I thought this was interesting because when you pull up the cap hits, and again, this is strictly cap hits game, but these are the cap hits for the tight ends. Travis Kelce, 19.5. Mark Andrews, 16.9. So you can see his numbers are spot on there, right? Kelsey a little bit over that cap hit that he had talked about with the $18 million, and Mark Andrews just under it. If you could choose between any of these tight ends here, a George Kittle, a Travis Kelsey, right? And then on top of that, get a running back, right? To the tune of, and like he said, what was the number he said? I want to use his numbers. $12 million to get you a running back. So you can see, obviously, Alvin Kamara is 18.5, but second's Jonathan Taylor, James Conner, Nick Chubb, if he's healthy, Christian McCaffrey. If you're telling me, Clayton, you can have Brandon Ayuk, okay, or you can have Travis Kelsey and Christian McCaffrey, I'm going Travis Kelsey and Christian McCaffrey. I don't know how you guys feel, but I just want to take it around the horn with that comment. We can bounce back and forth to running backs and tight ends. So,
I mean, one thing I'll say right off the bat is people were saying that the running back room is undervalued, overvalued. I think when you look at the list, if you can flash between running back, tight end, and wide receiver room, who's actually getting paid, that running back room looks like junk right now. When you look at the tight end room, I'm like, okay, I'd like the top three, maybe the top four, but kind of junky other than Travis Kelsey. The fact that he still only commands $19 million, that's insane. Kamara is right $1 million underneath like Travis Kelsey. You can't explain to me in any world where that makes sense. So then we should think about, like we've talked about, how much money like Trucker John is talking about, that you allocate to one single player, $30+ million. I mean, unless I just don't see that helping anything. But again, look at the running back name there. Other than Taylor and McCaffrey, is there anybody there? Chubb's, we don't know what his injury, but his injury is so bad he hasn't taken a snap in a while. And they've already replaced
the injury. I think Chubb to me would be at the top of my list. But you're right, Jacob. There's so much uncertainty around that injury. Check this out. Look, we're going to scroll down. Look at Mr. Josh Jacobs, 5 points.
Goody has her daddy soda salute to Goody. Thank you for getting Josh Jacobs. Thank you.
Absolutely. What do you think, Emilio? Which would you rather have, man? A $30 million receiver, or would you rather have a really good tight end, really good running back?
I think what the tight end brings to the field is a little bit more valuable than what just a single outside receiver can bring. Obviously, Justin Jefferson's different. We can put him in the slot and all that. But I think the way a tight end that can catch the ball and block and stretch the field is honestly key. And, weren't we going to be pushing 16, 17 million with Aaron Jones? If he was, so he would have been top second paid running back in the league, and Goody was able to manage that. And now we're top 10 with that. And we have two tight ends that aren't getting paid anything, but could potentially be in that, I don't know, top 20, top 15, top 20 of tight ends in there. So I love that, man. And if you have 2 for the price of 1, we'll take it. If we got 4 for the price of 1 at wide receiver, 5 for the price of 1, sign me up.
Yeah. Randy Cleaver says, I would rather have 5 good receivers. Oh, wait, we have that. There you go.
Great I had to highlight that one. Shout out to Randy. That's awesome.
That's the other thing, too. Like, we showed you how Tucker Kraft was, I think he was in the top 20 to at least the top 25 in the NFL in passer rating when targeted amongst tight ends. Luke Musgrave a little bit lower, but obviously the injury kind of set him back a touch. But you got to go pretty far down here to find a Green Bay Packer tied in on this list, if I remember correctly. I mean, let's see where they're at. Luke Musgrave, $1.9 million. 46th highest cap hit amongst
getting paid less than Mercedes Lewis, big dog.
And look at this, it gets even better, man. When you go down, Tucker Kraft, in my opinion, had a better year than Luke Musgrave. Did I pass him?
Yep, he's around
60.
There you go, 60.
1.2 million. So
look at that. Tuck Norris for the cheap. I love it.
So what's cool is, and the reason I kind of wanted to talk about this was because when Trucker John pointed out, it's like, these guys are all under contract for quite some time. When you talk receiver, it's very similar with the Packers standpoint. Like, we got another 2 years before we have to worry about this. I mean, we got to work on the contract extensions next year. But you see Tyreek Hill, 31.3, Cooper Kupp, 29.7, Deebo Samuel, 28.6, Chris Godwin, 27.5, on and on and on.
Bro, it's like Tyreek Hill and Tay Adams are the only dudes worth the money up there.
Right.
Well, I was going to say that you see those guys once they get paid, but you're more comfortable with that top 15 for sure, being like we're going to just put this guy as a starter, slot him in. Whereas you look at the top 15 for the running backs and you're like, man, he's worth that money maybe 2 years ago. But
right.
not now. It seems
I
like the
think
running
that's
back.
like you were
peak
saying
is
with the
so
running
quick.
backs, like Kamara, he's getting that money from a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to go all the way down to the 72 spot to find the Packers' first cap hit in the wide receiver room. Is Christian Watson at $2.5 million. I think we would all agree when he's on the field, he's more than worth that. And then the next one is Jaden Reed at $1.6 million. He comes in the 101 spot. So what I was getting at is, it's a great question, Trucker John. We don't even have to worry about that to that point, right? Like, I agree with you. I would rather have a running back and a tight end. We went out and got the best running back in the National Football League in the 2022 season for 5 point whatever it is million in cap hit. That's just absolutely wild. Now, there's 12 million guaranteed, right? So if you were to cut him after 1 year, then he really cost you 12 million essentially against the cap. But and it'll be obviously spread out over the cap penalty for next year. But obviously you plan on keeping him at least 2, maybe 3 years before you even think about letting him go. Go ahead.
And when you're building the roster, what's the rule of thumb? It's 6. You don't want more than 6 players taking up a bulk of the percentage of your salary cap.
You've been studying, bro. I know where you heard that, and you've been studying. I love it, dude.
Been trying.
Yeah, that's kind of the GM blueprint, right? The general manager blueprint.
That's what I love to see about ours, right? Kenny's the only one pushing, seems double digits, and then
You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com. You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com. You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com. You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com.
beyond that, let's figure out our numbers. Where can Jordan Love slide in? If we can pay him extra right now, shoot, give him 20% of the salary right now because everybody else is so cheap. And then let's stagger it down, going reverse rather than everybody else going from 6, 8, 14, 12, 18%. Let's go from 20 for Jordan Love down to 18, 16, 12, 10, 8%, whatever. If we could somehow manage it like that.
Yeah. And then here you got with the quarterback room, Deshaun Watson, $63.7 million against the Cowboys this year.
That is so garbage. Yeah. All the work we saw done in the draft that that Kevin Costner did, and then just to have him throw the whole organization under the bus with that trade.
So essentially, what they did, Kevin Costner changed his mind, withdrew whatever his name was, and he decided to sign Bo Callahan in free agency after his rookie deal was up. That's the route they went there. So it just doesn't make sense, man. Daniel Jones too, $47.8 million. Michael Lombardi talked about that, if you remember, Emilio, on the pod. Patrick Mahomes being very, in my opinion, very team friendly there at $37 million. Just pretty cool.
I don't know who's more overpaid, Kyler Murray or Daniel Jones. I'm trying to figure it out looking at this right here.
Yeah, I'd say Kyler Murray because Daniel Jones really never had any wide receiver talent.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray had some pretty darn good guys there for a while.
Emilio, do you remember the numbers, though, on Daniel Jones that they mentioned on that podcast? Do you remember?
He's pushing, 24, 25% of the salary cap for the Giants? Like, you're telling me one player's taking up a quarter of your entire salary cap?
And the other thing was he's never cracked. If I understood correctly, he's never cracked 2,500 yards passing.
I thought it was 3,500 yards and 25 touchdowns. I thought that's what it was. But still, either way, it's like a Bears quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, why are we paying him that money if the man can't even get if we can't even get a color picture on there for a quarterback that's thrown more touchdowns than it's unbelievable.
To be fair, they did try to run him a lot, but then they also tried to run Saquon a ton. So they kind of took the ball out of his hands. But when they did put it in his hands, they're like, "Go do something crazy, like you're Mike Vick," and it's like,
right, exactly.
Vanilla Vick is what they call him, actually.
Exactly.
Manelo's face afterwards, he's like, "Yeah, did the joke land? No,
did it? I was hoping for a little bit more."
You tell me.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
All right. We've got a ton of people in here watching Rumble. If you would hit that like button for us. Also, feel free to share it. That'll help other people find this channel. We appreciate y'all hanging out. Channel's absolutely blew up. We're about to crack 150. I think we're actually about to pass the Packers official account.
What?
Listen, Rumble is uncharted territory, all right? But it's pretty exciting, man, that everybody's hopped over. And I've gotten great feedback. People love the platform and everything. It's going really well. So
we're trying to make sure that the world is round over here on Rumble. We're making sure that it's not flat or anything. We're just
exactly. And also on X, we got 146 people watching. Excuse me. So appreciate you guys and gals hanging out with us this evening. You guys ready to look at this Tampa tape? Let's get this over with.
Please, everybody, don't leave after we put this tape on.
Yeah, watch the numbers plummet now. I don't blame you. I might leave. So you guys just finish the stream if that's the case. All right. You guys want me to keep it like this or go full stream? Which would you prefer?
Full.
All right. Well,
let me just get this out of the way before we start.
I'm sure there'll be some good sprinkled in there as well. If I remember correctly, Jordan Love did not throw an interception in this game, so they protected the ball. He did fumble once, which ended up being pretty crucial. But outside of that, this game was obviously on the defense. So we'll kind of break it down here. You guys ready? Let's pick right up in the first quarter.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. So first quarter, 13:54 left, 2nd and 7 play for the Buccaneers.
Mayfield comes back to his right now over the middle. He's got Rashad White into Green Bay territory, and White comes out of bounds around the 35-yard line.
Looked like a little angle route on Quay Walker there. You see just a half step late. First quarter, 11:53 left, 3rd and 4.
Mayfield into the shotgun.
And this is one of those plays that drove me crazy. I'm going to roll it back. We're not going to do this much because we're going to run out of time quick if I do this all night. I want you to key in on Quay right here. And this is – remember what Halfley said when he came in and watched the tape? I think they played lazy defense last year. Watch Quay here, okay? And I'm not trying to pick. I'm just – listen, it is what it is, right? He's on the field here. He's playing this appears to look like a dime set because I do not see Devondre unless he's blitzing somewhere. He could be blitzing up here somewhere. But watch Quay here. Now, keep in mind the set here. You got a 3-by set, okay? So you've got 1, 2, 3 down here, right? So you got a 2-by-3 set. Where should your focus be? Yes, you've got to focus on this number 2. But look at the hat on the hat over here and watch Quay. Tell me who Quay covers here.
Mayfield into the shot.
You see what I'm saying? He covered no one. Absolutely no one. That's not on the defensive call there. Like, you've got to know that's a 2-by-3 set, right?
He's got Godwin for first down inside.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, so it's just – and again, hopefully Halfley can get rid of some of this stuff. And allow him, unlock Quay so he could play faster. Now you're seeing a nickel 2-4-5 set. Now you got Dre and you got Quay in the game here. It's 9:52 left in the first quarter, 3rd and 6.
Mike Evans. 3rd and 6. Mayfield.
See Rashawn beat his guy right there. Right, so there's a little bit of positive here. Let's watch this real quick. Watch Rashawn at the bottom of the screen. He's in a wide 9.
3rd and 6. Mayfield.
Oh my gosh. Absolute menace.
Kenny in there to clean it up, obviously. So opening drive, Packers get a stop there, force a field goal attempt.
A 39-yard attempt for Chase McLaughlin, and his kick is good.
Yeah, we were a nickel most of that drive too.
Yeah, definitely. And a little bit of that dime that we've seen too there. Like, okay, you should be able to stop the pass. It's not like they were out there in a base 34 and Preston Smith was having to cover a receiver, right? There was no excuses. All right, Packers first possession, 8:28 left in the first quarter.
Career high, 6 games this season. He takes the handoff on second down.
Oh, Jonesy.
Now, here's what's cool about this. People see this and go, damn it, we let Jonesy go. I got you. I'm upset too. But this is nothing that Brandon Jacobs can't do.
6 games this season. He takes the handoff.
He's making that cut. There's nothing special there, right?
Trap block by Myers.
What's that? What's that,
I was
Jacob?
saying, look at the trap block by Myers.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. At the center pull over. Dang. Oh, you could hear it. Did you hear it crack?
Yeah.
Listen to the helmets. Watch Josh Myers pull right here, guys. This is what Emilio's talking about right here. Watch Myers and listen to the crack.
Season. He takes the handoff on
second. Bang.
No, all I was saying is that looks like the type of play too that Marshawn Lloyd is perfectly built for. That make one cut, they excel, get through the gap kind of thing. I just think that we have a lot of guys that can do that.
Yeah, completely agree.
Aaron Jones.
I'm gonna miss that though.
All right, 3rd and 6, 6:32 left.
You get a 3rd down and 6. Love, deep drop. Now fires for Reed.
Let's go. Who is that? Was that Mr. Magoo on the sideline signaling? Look at my man right here. He's fired up. Watch this.
Look at wide receiver 11. Fired up over there.
All right, 1st and 10, 4:34 left in the first. It's a little bunch of nasty X.
Ooh.
3rd and 1.
That would have been a great one for Jordan to just keep it and run it in.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so now you're coming out here. It's a 4th and 2. You decide to go for it inside the 5-yard line.
4th down and 2. Love to the air, to the end zone.
Oh boy!
Where was Dobbs on the field on that play?
Let's see. Let's roll her back here real quick.
Because that's what I'm staring at. I'm looking for 87.
Typically,
top of the screen.
Yeah, typically he plays boundary X. So that's what you got up here, boundary X. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, so on this particular set here, you've got Reed playing flyer, which is also known as Z in some cases. You've got Wicks in the slot, and then obviously you've got, I guess that's Musgrave there in the Y. Could be Kraft, maybe Kraft. So you got a strong Trey. You got strong Trey left, and Dobbs is your boundary X.
Score.
So you see a little motion. So it is technically Z. I wouldn't really call it flyer.
4th down and 2.
Yeah, look at Dobby right there.
That's my God, hammer that throw.
Yeah,
that's
right
the first and goal.
Yeah, so good play call by LaFleur, bad execution by Love here.
Oh, you'd be wide open.
Probably still could have had 6 there. But
and that's what we talk about, right? You know, think play or not play, right? I'm looking at 87 in that situation all day.
Yeah. And again, there's some of that inaccuracy we talked about. But all right, next later on the first quarter, 1:50 left, 2nd and 6 play for the Bucs.
My footwork was not good Monday night against the Giants, something he continues to work on. Mayfield in the pocket, long time.
Love it. Look at Enagbare, man. I'm so glad he's healthy, dude.
I was going to say, we got to get there if we're coming with 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On a 2nd and 6, like you can't hold coverage forever.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at Enagbare down here at the bottom right here. Let's just move.
Giants, something he continues to work on.
That wingspan, boy.
Man, we just call that never giving up on the play.
Yep.
Wow.
I like too that Slayton kind of pushed the middle of that pocket up a little bit there. Like I hope that I still have big hopes for Slayton. He's one of those guys that people are kind of saying isn't going to be that. I think he could take a step.
Yeah, somebody posted a stat today. I couldn't confirm it if it was accurate. His PFF grade when playing the one technique, he was like 1st or 2nd in the league. So, and I know it's a very specific cherry pick stat, but when he plays the one tech, solid. Yeah.
Well, that's all we're going to be asking him to play now, basically.
Yeah, and again, I couldn't confirm whether that statistic was accurate, so I didn't retweet it out. I try to stay away from that stuff, but the point here, though, with this game, it should be 3-3, right? And we've got the ball inside their 10 once again. So the defense started really, really strong in this game.
Final minute of play in the first quarter. It's 2nd and goal. Love to the
Love it, man. A little tight end screen there. Is that what that was, Emilio?
Looked like a little slip because even was that Wicks or no? Even Jaden Reed was looking to block. He wasn't even trying to run a route.
He's running a little cheap motion, right? Get in here and block. Obviously, what's going to happen? Tucker Kraft going to drop back, and they're going to set up a little tight end screen here. See him turn. Look at the lead blocker right here.
He can block.
Look at that.
This is he better than people give him credit for. Way more of an athlete.
You can see him crack a bush latte right after the touchdown.
Oh yeah,
love it. All right, so here we are, 1st and 10, 49 seconds left in the first quarter. Bucks ball.
Low 40s, so no snow in the forecast. Rashad White on first down.
You see, that can't happen. Look at how many people this defensive coaching staff has on the line of scrimmage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got a 34 jam look with a backer right there ready to play the A-gap as well. This cannot happen, man.
You still get beat by the run.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
And a missed tackle, really, to be honest with you. You see? Devontae Wyatt, or was it? Was that Kobe Wooden? It's Kobe Wooden, isn't it? Yeah.
Right up the middle, lunges across the 30.
You're right. That should have been a 1-yard gain at best.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Already sacked twice today. Mayfield over the middle. There's Mike.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. And again, watch Devondre here.
You know what's sad?
Like we're picking on him every game, but
Preston had the best coverage on that whole play.
Yeah. And again, what they're running here is they're probably bringing these 4, right? And you see in this scenario, TJ Slayton's actually playing nose, and they're going to drop Preston out. So you're only bringing 4. You're putting an extra one into coverage. But watch Dre and just how late. And again, look, you got you 2 split there, and obviously you got 2 tight ends on this side of the line of scrimmage, right?
And even Rashawn kind of gets held up. He doesn't even get to rush full blast because he's trying to jam the tight end at the line.
They're trying to reroute him, right? But watch Devondre here, guys. Who does he cover? Somebody explain to me who he covers.
Today, Mayfield over the middle. There's Mike Evans.
Quarterback spot, middle of the field.
Stretching out into
just getting the game check, dog. Just need that game check.
Exactly. And it's everyone else's fault. It's everyone else's fault. All right, second quarter, 14:26 left.
Thanks. Just get back to playing football. Baker pulls it on the run, connects with for another Tampa Bay.
Rudy Ford.
The sideline and taken down inside the 25. 25 yards for Chris Godwin. 3rd down and 6.
Huge play right here. 3rd and 6. You're up 7-3, second quarter.
Mayfield to the end zone. Evans, touchdown.
That's on Stokes, right?
On Stokes.
Yeah. Trying to see, there may be a little bit of miscommunication here. To me, it looks like it's probably zone. Let's slow it down. Yeah, let's don't slow it down. We don't have time. Let's just roll it. Yeah, so that's in zone. They're in like a spot drop, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it looked like he was playing inside leverage on him, which makes no sense because that's why we have a touchdown here.
He had that or the other receiver. Look, he's wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, could be cover 3 too, where Stokes was just trying to run with the vertical and Rudy center field safety.
Yeah, could have been.
Evans, touchdown! What a dart from Mayfield.
And that's what I don't like too. If you look at Stokes, it almost looks like he's looking for some. He kind of points. It's like we saw this. This was a common thing last year. Guys kind of pointing the finger. Hey, you were supposed to be here. What are we doing? And it's like nobody's in sync at all.
Right. And get a quick update from the chat here. Mike Berry says, more bourbon, please. So let's go back to the tape.
The Bucs regain the lead.
Look at security guard. Get off.
All right, so they're running a little vert here on this side.
But when you get one high safety, meaning the safety going to the middle of the field, these two.
They had a little whip underneath. So essentially what they did was they had 2 release deep, and then this guy ran a little whip underneath. You could tell, like right there, it's blown coverages everywhere. If it was a cover 3, somebody wasn't covering out here either. You had two guys wide open.
Yeah, as I was watching that corner play, the top corner plays, man, I think it kind of looks like cover one, you know, maybe robber or something.
It's a player stretch him, and a good recognition of it by Baker Mayfield. Excellent.
You know, it's a bad day at the office when you're looking at the tape back and you go, yeah, I'm not sure. He's playing this. He's playing. You got different defenders playing different types of defense.
And there's two people open at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Bang! Tuck Norris, lower that shoulder. I love it.
Another tuck. Oh, my nose.
Oh, that's where we took it on.
The guy.
But my man took it on the dankle. You see?
He got hit in the hawk too, you think.
Yeah, somebody said hot cooey. All right. Third and 9 for the basic.
Just the tip, though.
7.
Oh, no.
Little Trey right here.
It shows on the outside, and he's short of a first down.
All right, Anders Carlson, 36-yard attempt.
Anders.
Good.
Carlson just sneaks it through. His 36-yard field goal is good.
Good God.
A good start. A good start to this game.
Chase Edmonds on the handoff, and he's got a little bit of space up to the 29-yard line. Jonathan Owens makes the tackle. Mayfield hit as he throws, and it's incomplete.
Oof.
Huge third down stop there. So, look, you got a chance. You gave your offense a chance to win the middle late here. There's 5:23 left in the second quarter. Packers ball.
He's the best athlete that he's coached at this position and has a chance to be a perennial Pro Bowl type player. 2nd and 10, Love, and he's got a wide open top.
Sidearm.
Rome.
First penalty today.
So smart.
3rd and 11. You notice how every time we show a highlight here, it's 2nd and 10, 3rd and 11. They're always behind schedule, right? I'm looking forward to trying to fix that this year. So come out in a tray left again. Trey, there's a tie. There's a 3 options on the left side of the field here, with the tight end being one of the 3. That's what you call tray left. We'll go T weak, meaning the running back is on the weak side. So obviously your boundary side of the field's down here. Once again, Romeo Dobbs set into that boundary X position.
Against the Packers, it's 3rd and 11. Love at midfield. Reed able to hold on, but he's short.
Jaden Reed, good hands.
Yeah, so here we are going for it again on 4th and 6.
Have you ever experienced turbulence on a flight and wondered why?
And you can see all the terrain around you. You've got no issue with visibility or anything?
No, everything's PG.
Maybe you've sat on the tarmac for hours wondering why your plane isn't moving.
Well, we're outside here. They're saying the ramp is closed. They won't let us park because of Air Force One.
Listen in on the conversations between pilots and air traffic controllers on the Air Traffic Out of Control podcast.
510, declaring an emergency. There's smoke in the cabin. I need to make a landing right now on 31 left.
We have the most interesting, wild, and funny ATC recordings you will ever hear. Check out Air Traffic Out of Control wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Throw the balls. That's consistently that way. They don't get the playoff.
Snap the freaking ball, Josh.
I think actually right there they were trying to get on the jump. They want to give themselves a little bit of space to punt, I believe.
Again, another delay of game.
Oh, there it is. Another one.
59 seconds left in the second quarter. So you can see the offense sputtered 2 drives in a row right there, right? So you completely lost your opportunity to win the middle late.
Back to you guys.
All right, Boomer, and Mayfield completes it to David Moore.
3rd down, they're going to push it. Nice completion there for Baker Mayfield. I expect them to continue to go fast.
Mayfield.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my Lord.
So frustrating, man.
Fast.
Look at that. It's like, I'm pretty sure, is that Savage? Is that who that is? No, that's Quay, isn't it?
That's Quay and Rudy. But Quay was right there, dude. It's not like he wasn't reading that.
Right.
Got to make that decision.
Yep.
Wow, did he sneak that throw in? Rudy Ford on the tackle.
Or just go blow up the receiver at that point. If you're not going to be able to get there in time, take one extra step and make the angle at the receiver.
Yeah.
35-yard line to attempt the field goal before the half.
Play clock at 1. Mayfield just gets it off. Mayfield looking deep. He's got Godwin with a big
Single high look here
All right, 3rd and 5, 19 seconds left in the second quarter. Tampa is out of timeouts.
Mayfield, he's got Godwin, and he just throws it over his head.
All right, so you hold him to field goal.
Attempt from McLaughlin. Tampa Bay in the lead, and he does just that. His second field goal of the afternoon. It actually did happen. It's not a Photoshop. And that's the end of the first half. Hey, good first half.
Excellent first half. I think both sides of the football played well. Both quarterbacks.
Should be tied right now, at least.
It's good.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Should be tied. At a bare minimum, right?
Fun to watch so far.
All right, so Tampa gets the ball coming out in the second quarter, middle late. Obviously, they won the first half of the middle late, 3-0. Here's a 3rd and 6 play from their own 37 yard line.
One on the play clock. Mayfield steps up, fires. He's got it for the first down. Cut down by the safety Owen.
Like Stokes there trailing him. Here's another 3rd and 12 play.
Screen to Godwin.
Unbelievable.
Watch Devondre Campbell, bro. Watch Devondre right here, please.
What are you doing?
Look at Dre. Watch Dre. Imagine you're supposed to be that gap destroyer. You're supposed to be that linebacker that just blows things up. That when the ball's thrown in your direction, the running back's, okay, I don't want to get hit. Think Ray Nitschke. Think Brian Urlacher. Think Fred Warner, right? He's supposed to be that guy on our team, and watch how he plays this.
Hesitation. You see the
Lord.
It looks good in the box score. Dre got another tackle. You know what I'm saying?
After a 12-yard gain.
Exactly.
Another game check.
Yeah. Now look at this defense right here. Again, Joe Barry played just too soft, didn't he? He played too. Look at all these bodies in the box.
Drive.
Well, it's like the previous play too. We had a 3rd and 12. We were all up on the line and in the box, and we still got lit up.
Yeah. Now watch Dre right here, right in the middle, playing Mike. You had a Will blitz there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Quay's blitzing. Watch Dre. Here's his assignment, right? These two guys right here. Watch this. Yeah, it's like he rerouted his assignment, right? He's reading the quarterback. This is obviously just a zone defense. Just a half a step late the entire season, man.
Oh, it's going to highlight that.
5 touchdown, Rachaad White. Second touchdown of the day for Baker Mayfield.
We blitzed and we got burned.
Silence this Lambeau crowd.
You know,
I want you guys to think about this. We're sitting here, we're watching the tape, and what are we seeing? Dre, right? And then after that week, if you guys remember, that's when he came out in the media and said, I'm not explaining anything anymore. I'm not going to take the blame for anything. He said something to that effect, right? I guarantee you, if 4 knuckleheads like us are watching the tape and seeing this, I guarantee you the coaches ate his lunch watching the tape on Monday morning. Yeah. And he got his feelings hurt, and he's not mature enough to freaking handle it. That's what it sounds like to me. But here's a better look at it.
Rachaad White, there's so much motion happening. It puts stress on the weak side linebacker. He has man coverage here, but he just forgets to go with him. Rachaad White's a great wide receiver.
All right, Packers ball, 3rd and 4, down 10 points now.
Love on 3rd and 4, and he's got Wicks for a first down.
Tay Wicks.
There's a guy.
Play clock at 2. 3rd down at 8. Love over the middle. He's got Wicks for a first down.
God.
Third and Wicks. That's what we're going to start calling it.
I love it. Let's run with it.
First down at 20.
And again, we ran that the other day, and Wicks had the highest passer rating when targeted, receiver rating, which is passer rating when targeted on 3rd downs. Oh, this is the throw, boys. You know what this is, Emilio. You remember this? Laser.
Oh.
I
thought it was a touchdown.
He's playing big boy football once again.
I think this is the game where he hits Jaden Reed on a laser, very similar to that play. That's what I thought it was. So here we are, 3rd and 14. Not sure what the hell happened, but something went awry.
Here comes the
This is it.
Oh,
The past two have been darts off of 1 foot.
That throw right there, guys. Look, I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but there ain't many quarterbacks in the league that can make this throw right here. First of all, look, secondary, whoop, let's step up. All right, bang, secondary movement.
This looks like freaking vintage Aaron Rodgers.
Look at that dot, bro. And Jaden keeping his feet in.
Yeah, I was going to say that I don't know what's more impressive, the throw or the catch by Bird. It's amazing.
Hopefully they'll show the back angle because this throw was just unbelievable. Look at Love's fired up too, man. That's his guy right there. Yeah, I love it, dude. Jaden Reed's going to be – I think he's going to be a star, man. Here we go. Look at the placement of this ball. Nose down.
That's crazy.
Right in the bucket. Bam. Look at the footwork. Look at the footwork, too.
And look at the space between the defender's hand and the ball, man.
Yeah. Margin of error 5 millimeters.
That's wild, man. On the run, like Emilio said, on 1 foot. Just crazy, dude. Absolutely crazy.
I think you said it the best, Clayton, where he stepped up and threw the pocket. That's what made everything on that play.
Yeah.
Just for him to get the time and the space to throw this ball.
Look at the spin on that ball, bro. That's what we call down here humming that tater.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the tater.
I don't even care about the body catch.
No, heck no, dude. I mean, he couldn't have walked it out there any better, dude. That's just wild. Absolutely wild.
And then Jaden Reed being able to put both feet in the ground, secure that.
The announcers have been drinking, in case you're wondering.
And so is everyone watching this right now.
Both feet down.
This is what I meant by there's some positives in this game too, right? It wasn't all negative. That might have been, I don't want to say it was his best throw, but that was a top 5 throw for Jordan Love on the season. All right, Buccaneers ball, 4:18 left in the third quarter, 1st and 10. Packers down by 3.
In his first 15 starts as a Packer.
Another linebacker blitz there.
Mayfield throwing.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Baker Marino. Jesus.
Watch Quay here. This is tough. Watch Quay. You know what your assignment is. He reads it, right?
Mayfield
just, I don't know, man.
It's I mean, look who was in coverage. 1, Enigbare. 2, this is like the 6th time this game we've gotten killed up the seam.
Yeah, they definitely went vertical on us, no doubt, man.
Do you think a lot of this is just like we've seen this with Quay, we saw it with Dre, we've seen it with a couple other guys? Do you think it's like what you were saying, Clayton, that the guys just they weren't bought in to the system and they're just kind of going through the motions out there?
Yeah, for me, I think it was a combination of things. I try not to go, okay, here's what I think went wrong. I try to listen to the coaches and kind of fight through the coach speak. LaFleur said it every single week. And all that fans said in response was, he's just taking up for his buddy Barry. He's just taking up for his buddy Barry. LaFleur was saying, this is entry-level stuff that our guys are not performing at.
Yeah, week 1 install, he said, right?
Yeah, right. Like, this is week 1 install stuff. And what the hell's going on here, boys? Somebody help me here. What is this?
China spy balloon.
Never mind. Here we go. So look, right. I want to show you. Notice Devondre late with the communication. Right, he's screaming something.
This would probably be closest to what our defense would look like.
Now I want you to imagine this. Look at Devondre. Okay, he's screaming across the field. Hey guys, you need to be doing this. You need to be doing that. Right? He's calling, and his assignment is to cover this cat. The 1 right here, the number 1 on this 3-by set. And watch what happens. Just gets completely the shaker out there. Just
did he want some fries with that shake or what?
Nice. As long as they're Culver's fries.
2nd and 7. Oh my goodness gracious.
Lord.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, they definitely went vertical and went with the crossing routes for sure. 2nd and goal for the Bucs. Touchdown. I think they got in there.
Yeah, that's your name.
Catch of the year. This to make sure.
First name's Co.
Keith catches it in his right hand. Second touchdown hits the pylon. It's a touchdown. Interestingly, we had game 1 of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Coach Keefe had a scene.
I love the way Quay tackles.
Yeah, no, it was. He did try to bring the thunder there. Tay Wicks again.
Great tackle. Broken tackle.
Telling you, boys, Tay Wicks is the slot receiver, period, case closed. I don't want to hear anything about camp battles.
Yeah, run that back. Can somebody say yak?
He said yak. He said yak to it.
That's what we call yards after the catch.
1 broken tackle. 2.
Boom.
And 3.
I love how he could have went out of bounds, but he dipped the left shoulder and he fought back inside for another 4 yards. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
A 21-yard gain for Dontavian Wicks.
Probably 3 more possessions for the Packers. They've got to be effective and come away with points on each.
First down and 10. Love over the middle.
That's who it is.
Oh.
Broke another tackle.
It was that zone. Was that zone again?
Just sitting down in the zone.
Yep.
All right, so here we are. What is this? This is technically a nub left, I believe. Yeah, I'm trying to see, is this a running back here? If not, then they actually went no running backs on this.
It looks like Patrick Taylor and Kraft.
Okay, so it is Patrick Taylor. So you got Patrick Taylor flexed out. So you went 11 personnel. It would have probably started off, I would imagine, probably had Taylor here.
Right.
And then he motioned over. They just now didn't pick it up. So you were in a, what would we call this? Trips right, nub left, T weak. And then they motioned out and put the running back almost on the wing there.
Is coming. Love. It's
nothing going on there.
Right.
Anders.
You see what I'm saying?
Every single kick a nail biter.
He makes them look tough. But he hit a lot more than I remember. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We're not watching the extra points.
Yeah, see, that's a great point, Emilio. That's the biggest gripe was the 33-yard extra point that was an issue for him.
If I'm Matt LaFleur this year, I'm going, you know what? Let's just go for 2 every damn time. Let's fix that. All right, so obviously Packers down by 7, still in this thing, 8:50 left in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 4 play for the Bucs.
Converting on 3rd downs is the way you shut them down a little bit. Mayfield over the middle gets
Oh, my gosh. Hey, man, Baker got his money with this game. This is where the contract money came from right here. They were looking at this tape.
No doubt.
A number on 3rd down. Mike Champions got the shot.
Look at all. See the confusion? Look at Rudy. Watch Rudy up here. Right? He sees something. Watch Rudy. He's mad. This looks like Mandy when I forget to take the trash down. What the hell are you doing?
Mandy Tuesday morning.
Yeah, it's Mandy Tuesday morning. You got it, man. I'm down there drinking a cup of coffee, watching Sports Center, and she's like, what are you doing? Oh, Trey again, man. Just that. I mean, look at this. Think of his assignment. Trey's working to the left here. Once again, you see him trying to scream something to the right, and he's the one who gets burnt. Like, dude, just play your freaking position already, man.
Oh my! All right, Clayton. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, that ball should have been picked.
Run it back real quick for me. Just can we watch our man Carl Brooks down here at the bottom, please?
Yes, sir.
Just watch my man right here. Circle, put a dot on his head. Thank you. And then watch him ear hold this tackle for LVN.
Looks like he's playing a 1-tech, right?
Yep. He charges this man. He said, "Wait, you took my lunch money?"
Boom.
Let's see what's he see here. Okay? So he's trying to run like a little TE.
Yeah, right. He just delayed it a lot and just.
He's going to jab in, then come out and kind of set a pick here. And allow LVN to shoot.
Good eye, Emilio. He absolutely leveled that left tackle. Good night.
Carl Brooks, Tay Wicks in the starting lineup every week. I don't want to hear no arguments.
Yeesh.
Oh my God. Speaking of arguments,
wow.
The hell
I'm not watching the rest of
Who got juked in the open field? Who was that? Is that Valentine?
I think it was Val. Yeah,
oh my gosh.
And I think it was Rudy on the ground.
Exploding to the end zone.
Exploding.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
The only good thing about that play was Carl Brooks.
Amen.
Yeah, that's Quay's assignment. I mean, that's Devondre's assignment, bro. Like, it's so frustrating. And watch his feet. Like, you know where he's throwing the ball. He's already throwing, right? Well, look at his feet. Just kind of
Devondre Campbell is
like dive in front of that and break that up or make a pick.
Great awareness with the ball in his hand. Ditmore takes this to the house. He's got that explosive speed. And Jordan Love in particular.
All right, 1st and 10, 6:26 left, down by 14 now.
Throwing on first down. Love toward the sideline. He's got a completion. He's had a number of injuries this year, AJ. And Matt LaFleur said he's battling through a lot of time. Winfield coming on a blitz. Love sees it, gets limited, and he picks up 9 more. KJ Britt on the tackle. Love to
just hammering those throws, man.
And this has been a little too easy upon the Tampa Bay defense. Love, pressure coming. He's in trouble.
Oh, no.
Squat by Tampa Bay.
Oh, I forgot that
away, man. Throw it away.
Quick enough. It led to a sack, and now it feels like the game is in ice time.
Rashad White trying to ice it to the 44-yard line. Out of the 2-minute warning, Tampa Bay leads 34-20. A handoff to Rashad White at the middle.
We weren't even getting pushed.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Low in the box, and you're right up the gut.
You know who I'm going to
How many guys are in the box? Everyone. The whole team.
Yeah. We're playing soft.
Yeah, right.
Marty, drunken podcasters. And their listeners going, yeah. Like, what the hell are we even
Yeah, this is not soft. Screenshot this. Count the heads in this play right here. The whole defense is in the box.
Watch Dre here the whole way, all right? Keep an eye on Dre. Now watch right here. Look.
Oh, now I got it. Oh, no.
Yeah, frustrating.
Oh.
Okay, we're done here. Your 2 minutes are up. All right, so there was your Tampa Bay game, obviously. Let's go to the box score real quick. We'll wrap this thing up. Offensively, Jordan Love, 29 of 39, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked twice for a loss of 23 yards, had a rating of 111.5. You see that stat line and go, all right, Jordan Love played pretty good, right? He just had that fumble at the end, and I think we would all agree he was kind of running for his life there, right? Aaron Jones, 13 carries for 53 yards, average 4.1 a pop. Probably could have stuck with the run a little bit more there, don't you think? I mean, yeah, you were averaging over 4 yards a carry for the most part, between your first 2 backs there in Aaron Jones and Patrick Taylor. Not sure why you got away from the run there. Dontavian Wicks, though, man, breakout game. 6 catches for 97 yards. He only had 7 targets, had 6 catches. Tucker Kraft had a touchdown, 4 catches, 57 yards. Jaden Reed had 6 catches, 52 yards, and a touchdown as well. Big game there from those guys. Obviously, the fumble. You had Jordan Love lost the fumble. Tay Wicks did fumble, but he recovered it as well. Kingsley Enagbare also recovered a fumble when with the Baker Mayfield strip. So he strip sacked and recovered the fumble. As far as tackles, Jonathan Owens led the way with 12, Rudy Ford with 8, Quay Walker with 6, Devondre Campbell with 5. As far as, pass deflection, defended, whatever you want to say there, Rudy Ford had 1. Carrington Valentine had 1. You've seen the costly missed tackle there, obviously, in the fourth quarter. Kenny Clark, pretty good game, 4 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss, 1 pass deflection, and 2 quarterback hits. LVN came away with a QB hit and a sack. Let's see here. Devontae White had a sack as well. Kingsley Enagbare had a sack. So pretty good production there from the defensive front as far as getting pressure on Baker. It was just the coverage that really let them down. And interception-wise, no interceptions in the game. As far as specials, they pretty much neutralized Keyshawn Nixon, only averaged 14 yards a return. Didn't have any punt returns, the Packers didn't. Anders Carlson was 2 for 2 on field goals, 2 for 2 on extra points. Daniel Whelan had 2 punts for 94 yards, averaged 47, and had one of those that he pinned inside the 20. Also had a long of 51. So, all right, 1 hour mark. We did it, boys. What do we think? We could finally bury the game ball with this one, right?
I think that
things could be a lot worse. I could be a Bears fan.
Yeah, exactly. Ron Sample says, running back and tight end, our receivers prove it's a better choice. Got it? All right. And then Randy Cleaver says Campbell was horrible. I would agree with that. And again, someone said earlier in the chat, that's not going to fly in San Francisco. Could you imagine Dre pointing pointing the finger at people and missing tackles, and Fred Warner looking at him like, boy, hey, this ain't flying here. Fred Warner is, I think, the best Michael linebacker in the game now that our boy, what's his name? Old Seattle Seahawk, Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner, yeah.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby Wagner comes out and balls out either, But anyway, Jacob, parting thoughts, bub. What'd you think about it?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of what we've talked about throughout the whole season. It keeps showing up and showing up. If you could actually bring up the box score with the tackles, we all think that, like, hey, if you got a lot of tackles, that means that you did really great. Look at those top tacklers there. Jonathan Owens, Rudy Ford, Quay Walker, Devondre Campbell. All of those are chasing a guy after he's made the ball or made the catch or made the run, that made the first down, and you're just trying to get him down to save a touchdown. So to me, I think there's a lot of hope. We have a lot of new prospects that are heat-seeking meat missiles that aren't going to sit and wait for contact. They are going to arrive and create contact. That's what this whole offseason's been about. I'm not worried. It sucks watching that. It's that whole game we should have won. We should have been ahead by 2 touchdowns by the halftime, and we live and learn, and then you just become a meat missile, That's my new motto, is what would a meat missile do?
That's a great point though, Jacob, because like stats can be deceiving, right? No, like stats are deceiving.
They can, yes. I was actually going to say that's the most deceiving stat out there. Tackles.
Top 4 in tackles, and arguably the 4 guys that had the worst game.
I'm telling you, it's why PFF grades help,
Exactly. And it's why it's important that you look at everything. You don't just keyhole on stats. You don't just look at PFF. You don't just look at film. You look at everything as a collective and figure out what's going on the field. Because if you just read stat lines, you would think, man, Devondre Campbell balled out. And it's like, no, he didn't.
Yep. Completely agree. Amelia, you got something for the group here, man?
I was doing just a little digging in the chat, and I saw that there was an update to Patreon. And just because I'm the only one that cares in this group here about Patreon.
Jeez.
No. I like it, man. I like it.
Of the meat missile.
So it's a brat on a bun with a rocket booster on the backside and the Green Bay helmet on the front side.
All right.
That's not a bad first draft, I'll tell you that.
I was just gonna say, Tim, it's not a bad first
draft.
So
I want to hear, Jacob, what are your corrections to this? What do we need to add to it? What do we need to change?
So I want more of like a a modernized rocket with like an elongated, maybe like a flex pose, maybe Christian Bale from American Psycho when he's doing the something like that. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. I
don't really know what I want, but I'm going to give you every specific.
All I'm saying is maybe there's a little glitter on it. I don't know.
Just the tip, though.
Just the tip. I like it. I was worried. I couldn't see the detail of it in the little screen down here that shows it. To share it in the studio.
I saw you smiling at it. I was wondering if you were going to be like, "Well, we'll wait till after the show."
I mean, that's pretty clean, man. I'm proud of you, Smitty. This is not perverted at all, man. You did great. You did great.
Not bad. It does look weird, though. I'm not going to lie.
That's
what do you mean it looks weird? All you've been talking about is meat missiles. What do you mean it looks weird?
It's referred to as the meat missile, and it's not supposed to look weird.
Well, you guys that's not the point of the meat missile. The meat missile isn't out there for photographs and taking pictures. He's out there knocking meat into that missile into another human being. You know what I mean? He's out there to just.
You're an amazing person. You know that, don't you?
You get out there, you start thunder punching other people.
I got it. I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Make that contact.
Amelia, what do you got? Anything else? Let's get out of here. This show sucks.
Carl Brooks is going to be a dog.
Yeah, completely agree.
Coach.
Tay Wicks, Carl Brooks, another full training camp. I'm just telling you.
Not on the, not being a rookie, not having to learn everything about being an NFL player. They can worry about playing football. This whole offseason, just get better at playing football.
Yeah, Tim, we talked about this, man, when we watched the NFL.com's Jordan Love's top 10 highlights of the year. Or I'm sorry, the Green Bay Packers top 10 offensive highlights of the year. Every one of them, every single play was 11 personnel. I want to see 11 personnel next year, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you rotate Musgrave and Kraft in and out, and you've got a stable of bodies at the wide receiver position to accomplish that. And the thought of Devontae Wyatt on passing downs with that, whatever he was, 22nd in the league in pass rush percentage, or in pressure percentage, I should say. You got Kenny Clark, who's going to be playing in a 4-3 finally and get after that one gap. Devontae Wyatt, Kenny Clark, Carl Brooks. And again, if that stat was correct, excuse me, I get emotional. If that is correct on TJ Slayton playing that one tech, get him out of that nose, which you're going to be out of the nose a lot more now because you're not going to be playing that 34 jam. Yep. So he's going to be playing more of a 1 to a 2 eye tech. So
I see TJ and Kenny and Carl Brooks eating in this new defensive scheme. I really do.
Yeah.
And like you said about on the offensive side of the ball, Clayton, staying in 11 a little bit more often, especially with the way Matt LaFleur's offense runs, where we can pass out of run sets and run out of pass sets. Staying with that personnel group we're going to find more success staying in 11.
Yeah, J. Cole hit the nail on the head. It's what I was thinking as I was talking about 11 personnel. He says if Wicks takes a step this year, it's going to be hard to keep Watson or Dobbs. For me, that's why I think you go into next year, if you really like the steps that Tay Wicks took and Jaden Reed took, obviously you got Malik Heath. Bo Melton, there's all signs point to, and it's a very, very small sample size, Bo Melton can be a stud receiver in this league too. If that's the case, I'm going to Christian Watson and Romeo Dobbs next year, and I'm going to go, hey, look, both of you, same offer. 4 years, 40 million, 30 million guaranteed. You can have it right now. You don't even have to worry about risking injury for the final year of your rookie deal. You'll go ahead and get that security blanket, and then again, it'll be practical guarantee. If you approach it that way, one of them signs it, you let the other one test free agency. Maybe they both sign it, and guess what? What we talked about with those cap hits and some of those guys upwards of 30, 35 million per year at the wide receiver position, you're going to get 2 guys at 10 million each, 2 guys at 20 million total against the cap. And you still got Tay Wicks, you can keep this group together. They both may tell you to kick rocks. And if he does, okay, that's okay. Tay Wicks took a step forward. You got Tay Wicks, Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed will be your Z. Tay Wicks can be your slot. And you just work Bo Melton into that boundary X position there. Or Malik Heath, maybe Malik Heath. Again, I go back to what game was it where he caught the game-tying touchdown on the out route, the New York Giants game, remember? To me, that was a boundary X type play. I don't know if he was technically playing boundary X, but that oscillation play, working the out route, strong hands, getting in the end zone. So I would play it that way. I really would. Chris Nichols says, I like that deal. Clayton Kuntz. I like it. All right. Anything else, fellas?
I just want to say at one point we had just like a hair away from 300 live, just on X and Rumble, which if you guys remember, we used to crack that sometimes on YouTube on the day, the weekday stuff. So this is the off season in June after we got demonetized. If you could I know I keep asking, just like and share. The biggest thing is share so people know what Rumble is, so that they know what our channel is, and go. Let's keep going, man. We got something here.
No, I'm telling you, it's going to blow up, dude. We'll get back on YouTube here in 5 days. We'll scrap the intro and everything. We're just going to talk ball. And whenever we need to do an episode like this again, we'll just say, hey, guys, we're going to continue the show on X and Rumble. We're going to say it that way, too. We're going to respect YouTube's request that we don't do anything other than show our faces and talk, okay? And we'll hop over here and talk more ball. And I'm telling you, by the time the season gets here, man, the channel's going to be crazy. I mean, it's why what's crazy is we picked up 3 new subs this week on YouTube. We haven't put any content out in 10 days, right? Because people are going back and the views are going up because people are going back and watching the old content, and we got great reviews on it. So, yeah, I think we're going to be just fine. But appreciate you boys. This is a lot of fun. We'll get ready, I guess, tomorrow. We'll do another PTA live. I'm not sure if everybody's available, but obviously everybody's welcome. We'll probably move on to the next game unless some news drops. If that's cool with you boys, we'll keep on trucking here. Because I'm telling you, we're less than a month away. If we don't get games in, and we're getting into the good stuff now, right?
Right.
We don't get these games in, we're going to look up and it's going to be training camp. We're going to be trying to squeeze them in. So let's get that out of the way. And then, like I said, less than a month away, we got rookies reporting to training camp. It's going to be a blast, man.
And by news breaking, you mean Jordan Love signing a massive contract. That's what we're talking about. That's the news that we're looking for to break, right?
Yep, definitely, man. No doubt about it. And it's right around the corner. I think that the Trevor Lawrence thing kind of caught him off guard a little bit, and obviously should have signed it earlier. But listen, I'm not going to sit here. It's easy to, Monday. What do you call it? Monday morning quarterback, or what I mean, armchair quarterback, armchair GM. Goody was trying to do the right thing in his eyes, and it kind of, hey, look, it is what it is. You're probably going to have to pay him Trevor Lawrence money, I would imagine. And I'm going to say it again. I won't be surprised if he comes in under Trevor Lawrence money, but if he does, they better build a damn statue for Jordan Love, because he could have played hardball last year and he chose not to. And here he is this year after having that second half of the season. If he comes in significantly less than Trevor Lawrence, then yeah, we need to make sure that dude knows how much we appreciate him as a fan base, because he should be breaking the bank right now. He's next man up, and that's the way it works. So.
And the percentage is what's really going to matter. That's going to be the key.
Yep. You got it, man. All right, guys, we're out of here. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. This was a lot of fun. Tim, will you help me out here?
For those of you listening on the pod,
thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. And go Pack, go.
The power sweep. Actually, it's the lead play in our offense. We ask our YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet. Get an isolation with the linebacker. You tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. You look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.